The research ship Aurora's Edge drifted quietly through the darkness near the Veil Nebula. Its crew of 23 humans had been mapping this empty region of space for 3 months. Commander Jake Morrison stood on the bridge watching the stars through the main window. He was a tall man with gray hair and calm eyes. Behind him, his crew worked at their stations. "Another quiet day," said Lisa Parker from her communications desk. She was young, maybe 25, with short brown hair. Her job was to listen for any signals from space. For weeks, she had heard nothing but cosmic noise. Dr. Emma Walsh looked up from her science station. She was the ship's expert on alien life, though she had never seen any. "The nebula readings are normal," she said. "Just gas and dust," Jake nodded. Their mission was simple: make maps of this area and look for anything interesting. So far, they had found nothing but empty space. The company that sent them hoped to find new planets or resources. Instead, they found silence. "Sir," Lisa said suddenly. Her voice was different now. "I'm getting something strange." Jake walked over to her station. "What kind of strange?" Lisa pointed at her screen. Numbers and lines danced across it. "Energy readings that don't match anything in our database. It's not a star or planet. It's artificial." The bridge went quiet. Chief Security Officer Alex Kane stepped forward. He was shorter than Jake, but built like a fighter. His job was to keep the crew safe. "How far away?" he asked. "Maybe 2 light hours," Lisa said. "And it's big. Really big." Jake felt his heart beat faster. In all of human history, they had never found proof of alien life. Now his small research ship might be the first to make contact.
"Can you tell what it is?"
"Scanning now," said Dr. Walsh. She worked quickly at her station. "The energy pattern is unlike anything we've seen. It's definitely a ship, but the design is completely alien." Jake made his decision. "Set course for the signal. Slow approach. Kane, get your security team ready." Alex nodded and left the bridge. Jake knew the man would prepare for trouble, even though they all hoped for peace. The Aurora's Edge moved carefully toward the signal. As they got closer, their sensors showed more details. The alien ship was huge, maybe 10 times bigger than their own vessel. It had a strange shape like a hunting knife made of metal and crystal. "My God," whispered Dr. Walsh. "Look at that design. It's built for war." Jake stared at the alien ship on their main screen. Every line of it spoke of violence. Sharp edges, weapon ports, and armor that looked like it could stop anything. This was not a peaceful explorer like their own ship. "Are they scanning us?" Jake asked. Lisa checked her instruments. "Yes, sir. Very powerful scans. They know everything about us now." "Try to make contact," Jake ordered. "Use the standard first contact protocol." Lisa sent out a mathematical sequence, then basic pictures showing peace and friendship. For long minutes, nothing happened. Then their ship shook as something powerful grabbed it. "Tractor beam," Alex said as he returned to the bridge. "We can't move." The main screen lit up with an alien face. Jake felt his blood go cold. The creature looked like a nightmare made real. It had 4 arms, each ending in sharp claws. Its skin was like dark armor. Yellow eyes stared at them with hunger. When it spoke, the computer translated its words into English. "Small ship. You will surrender now. Prepare to be boarded." Jake stepped forward. "This is Commander Jake Morrison of the Earth ship Aurora's Edge. We come in peace. We want to talk." The alien's laugh was like breaking glass. "Peace? You are prey. I am Razak the Bloodied, captain of this warship. Your species is unknown to me, but you are clearly weak. You will serve my people or feed us." Dr. Walsh whispered. "Their entire language seems built around concepts of dominance." Jake tried again. "We can offer trade, knowledge, technology." "You offer nothing," Razak said. "You are small and soft. You have no claws, no armor, no real weapons. Your ship is pathetic. What could you possibly trade?" "We can teach you about our science," Jake said. Razak studied Jake through the screen. "Your science made this weak ship? Made you weak creatures? We have science too. We have power." The alien captain stood up. Jake could see now that he was nearly 9 feet tall. Scars covered his armor-like skin. This was clearly a warrior who had fought many battles. "I will offer you honor," Razak said. "Single combat. Choose your best fighter. If he wins, your people go free. If he loses, you all become slaves." Jake's mind raced. This was not how first contact was supposed to go. But he could see no other choice. The alien ship could destroy them easily. "What are the rules?" Jake asked. "Simple rules," Razak said. "Fight until one dies or surrenders. The winner's people claim dominance. Ancient law among the Kithra. Alex stepped up beside Jake. I'll do it, sir. Jake looked at his security chief. Alex was tough, but he was just a human. The alien was huge and covered in natural armor. Alex, it's my job, sir. To protect this crew. Jake wanted to say no, but what choice did they have? If they refused, the aliens would probably kill them all anyway. At least this way one person might save the rest. I accept your challenge, Jake told Rezakath. My security chief will fight for humanity. Rezakath looked at Alex through the screen. The alien's eyes showed amusement. This small one? He looks like a child. Are you certain? I'm certain, Alex said. His voice was steady. Very well, Rezakath said. You will come to my ship. The combat will be witnessed by both crews. Prepare yourself, little human. You face a warrior who has killed 300 opponents. The screen went dark. Jake put his hand on Alex's shoulder. You don't have to do this. Alex smiled, but his eyes were serious. Yes, I do. Besides, he doesn't know what humans can do when we're cornered. Lisa started preparing a shuttle to take Alex to the alien ship. Dr. Walsh ran medical scans to make sure Alex was in perfect health. The rest of the crew gathered to say goodbye to their security chief, but Alex didn't act like someone going to die. He acted like someone going to work. He checked his equipment, did his exercises, and stayed calm. Jake wondered if the alien captain knew what he was really dealing with. In 1 hour, they would find out if humanity was strong enough to survive among the stars. Alex Kane stepped off the shuttle into the alien ship. The air smelled like metal and something else, something that reminded him of a slaughterhouse. The walls were dark and covered with what looked like trophies, bones, weapons, and things he didn't want to think about. 2 Kithara warriors escorted him through the corridors. They were almost as big as their captain, with the same armor-like skin and sharp claws. They looked down at Alex like he was an interesting insect. Small human, one of them said in broken English. You smell of fear. Alex looked up at the warrior. I don't smell fear. I smell opportunity. The warrior didn't understand, but something in Alex's tone made him stop laughing. They reached the combat arena, a large round room with high walls. Hundreds of Kithara filled seats around the fighting space. Their yellow eyes glowed in the dim light. Alex heard them talking in their harsh language. He didn't need translation to know they were betting on how quickly he would die. Razak stood in the center of the arena. In the alien ship's light, he looked even more terrifying. His forearms moved like they had their own minds. Scars covered his entire body. Some looked fresh, human warrior. Razakath called out, You are brave to face me. I will make your death quick for this bravery. Alex walked into the fighting circle. He looked small next to the alien captain. The watching Kithara laughed and pointed. To them, this was going to be entertainment, not a real fight. What weapons do you choose? Razakath asked. Alex looked around the arena. Weapons hung on the walls, blades, clubs, and stranger things. He could pick anything he wanted. Instead, he shook his head. No weapons, Alex said. The laughter from the crowd grew louder. Razak tilted his head. No weapons? You wish to die with honor? Using only what nature gave you? Something like that, Alex said. Razakath reached for a curved blade hanging from his belt. The weapon was as long as Alex's arm and sharp enough to cut through steel. It had dark stains on it that Alex didn't want to think about. I will use my ceremonial blade, Razak said. It has tasted the blood of 67 species. Soon it will taste its 68th. Alex nodded. He started to stretch, rolling his shoulders and loosening his muscles. The movement looked casual, like someone getting ready for morning exercise. But his eyes never left the alien captain. Dr. Walsh's voice came through a small speaker in Alex's ear. She was watching from the Aurora's edge. Alex, his biology shows he has redundant organs. A normal killing blow might not stop him. Copy that, Alex said quietly. Razak raised his blade. The watching Kithara fell silent. This was the moment they had all been waiting for. Begin, Razak said. The alien captain moved fast, faster than Alex had expected. The blade came down in a perfect arc toward Alex's head, but Alex wasn't there anymore. He had rolled to the side, moving so smoothly it looked like he had simply flowed out of the way. Razak's blade hit the arena floor with a shower of sparks. Before the alien could pull it free, Alex was moving again. He grabbed a handful of the metal shavings from the floor and threw them at Razak's eyes. The alien warrior roared and swung blindly. Alex ducked under the swing and hit Razakth in the knee with his elbow. It was a precise strike, aimed at a nerve cluster that Alex had studied during the shuttle ride. Razakth stumbled but didn't fall. He wiped his eyes clear and stared at Alex with new respect. "You move well for prey." "I'm not prey," Alex said. This time Razakth was more careful. He advanced slowly, keeping his blade ready. Alex backed away, but he wasn't running. He was measuring distance, timing, looking for patterns in how the alien moved. The second attack came as a series of quick strikes. Razakth used all four arms, the blade dancing between them. Alex couldn't dodge them all. The sharp edge caught his shoulder, cutting deep into muscle. Blood ran down Alex's arm. The watching Kithara cheered. First blood to their captain, but Alex didn't cry out. He didn't even flinch. Instead, he looked down at the wound and smiled. "Is that it?" Alex asked. Razakth paused. In all his fights, he had never seen a wounded opponent smile. Pain was supposed to weaken enemies, make them desperate. This human acted like the wound didn't matter. Alex reached up with his good arm and touched the cut. His fingers came away bloody. "I was starting to think you couldn't hurt me." The alien captain felt something cold in his stomach. Something was wrong. The human should be afraid now, should be looking for escape. Instead, he looked eager. "Your species feels pain, yes?" Razakth asked. "Oh yes," Alex said. "We feel pain. We just don't let it stop us." Razakth attacked again, more aggressively this time. He wanted to end this fight quickly. The human's calm was making him nervous, but Alex had learned from the first exchange. He knew how fast Razakth could move, how he liked to attack. When the blade came at him again, Alex did something that shocked everyone watching. He grabbed it. Alex caught the blade bare-handed, letting it cut into his palm. Blood ran between his fingers, but now the weapon was trapped. Razakth tried to pull it free, but Alex held on. Using the blade as an anchor, Alex pulled himself forward. His free hand struck at Razakth's throat, hitting a spot where the armor was thinner. The alien captain gagged and stepped back, finally pulling his blade free. Alex's hand was cut to the bone, but he flexed his fingers like it was nothing. "Now we're getting somewhere." Razakth looked at his ceremonial blade. Human blood covered the edge. But instead of fear in that blood, he smelled something else, something that made his warrior instincts scream warnings. The small human stood across from him, bleeding from 2 wounds, outnumbered by hundreds, facing certain death, and he was smiling. For the first time in 300 victories, Razakth the Bloodied felt uncertain. "What are you?" the alien captain whispered. Alex wiped blood from his hand and got ready for the next round. "I'm human. That's all you need to know." The crowd had stopped cheering. They were all staring at the small creature who acted like pain was a gift. Even wounded, even outmatched, he looked like he was exactly where he wanted to be. Razakth raised his blade again, but something had changed. The confidence was gone from his movements. He was starting to realize that he might not understand humans as well as he thought. In the silence of the arena, Alex's voice carried clearly. "Your move." The fight continued, but it was no longer the simple execution the Kithara had expected. Alex moved like water around Razakth's attacks. When he couldn't dodge, he rolled with the hits, turning killing blows into glancing cuts. But every wound seemed to make him more dangerous, not less. Razakth struck at Alex's ribs with his free hand. The claws raked across the human's side, leaving deep cuts. Alex grunted, but used the alien's extended arm as a lever. He grabbed Razakth's wrist and twisted, applying pressure to joints that weren't meant to bend that way. The alien captain roared in pain and tried to pull free. Alex held on even as Razakth's blade came around toward his back. At the last second, Alex released his grip and spun away. The blade missed him by inches. Dr. Walsh's voice came through Alex's earpiece again. "Alex, you're losing too much blood. Your vital signs are dropping." "Not yet," Alex said between heavy breaths. "I'm just getting started." From the Aurora's edge, the human crew watched in amazement and horror. Their security chief was covered in blood, facing an opponent twice his size, and he was still fighting like he had a chance to win. Commander Jake Morrison stood at the communication station. "Can we do anything to help him?" Dr. Walsh shook her head. "This is beyond our weapons range. Even if it wasn't, interfering would mean breaking the agreement. They'd kill us all." On the screen, they watched Alex duck under another swing and strike at Razakth's knee again. This time, the alien was ready and blocked with his lower arm. But Alex had expected that. His real target was Razakth's foot. He stomped down hard on the alien's toes, right where the armor was thinnest. Razakth bellowed and hopped backward. Alex followed, staying close. The alien captain tried to use his reach advantage, but Alex was inside his guard now. The blade was too long to be effective at close range. Impossible, one of the watching Kithara said. The human should be dead by now. Look at him, said another. He fights like he wants to be hurt. That wasn't quite right, but it was close. Alex fought like someone who had accepted pain as part of the process. When Razakth managed to land a solid hit on his shoulder, Alex used the impact to spin into a knee strike that found its mark in the alien's stomach. Razakth doubled over, gasping. His armor had protected him from serious damage, but the hit still hurt. He looked up at Alex with growing respect and growing fear. You should be afraid, Razakth said. You should run. Why do you keep fighting? Alex wiped blood from his mouth. Because my people are watching. Because if I run, you'll kill them all. Because running is not what humans do. Your people? Razakth looked confused. You fight for strangers? They're my crew, Alex said simply. That makes them family. This concept seemed to break something in Razakth's understanding. The Kithara fought for personal honor, for dominance, for the right to lead. They didn't die for others unless those others were family by blood. But this human was willing to die for 22 people he probably hadn't known for more than a few years. Your species is strange, Razakth said. We're practical, Alex replied. A pack that fights together survives. A pack that abandons its members dies. Razakth raised his blade again, but he was moving more slowly now. The human's endless attacks were wearing him down. Worse, Alex seemed to be learning his patterns. Every swing was a little more predictable, every opening a little more obvious. The next exchange was faster and more violent than before. Razakth threw everything he had at the human, using all four arms in a whirlwind of claws and steel. Alex couldn't dodge it all. The blade opened a long cut down his back. Claws raked across his chest and arms. But when the attack was over, Alex was still standing. More than that, he had gotten inside Razakth's defenses again. This time his strike found the alien captain's throat, right where Alex had hit before. Razakth staggered backward, coughing. For a moment, real fear showed in his yellow eyes. This small, wounded human had found a weak spot and kept attacking it, like a predator wearing down prey. You fight like you have done this before, Razakth said. Humans have been fighting for millions of years, Alex said. We got good at it. In the watching crowd, the Kithara were no longer laughing. They whispered among themselves in their harsh language. Some of them looked worried. Dr. Walsh, listening through the translation software, reported to Commander Morrison. They're starting to realize that Alex isn't just lucky. He's demonstrating combat techniques they've never seen before. What kind of techniques? Jake asked. Persistence hunting. Humans evolved to chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. Alex is treating this like a marathon, not a sprint. He's wearing Razakth down. On the screen they could see it was working. The alien captain was breathing hard now. His movements were getting sloppy. But Alex, despite his wounds, still moved with the same fluid grace. Razakth tried one more massive attack, putting all his strength behind his blade. Alex rolled under it and came up behind the alien. For one moment he had a perfect shot at Razakth's spine. Instead of taking it, Alex struck at the alien's wrist. The blade went flying across the arena, clattering against the wall. Razakth spun around, all four arms ready to fight with claws alone. But something had changed in his expression. The confidence was gone. In its place was something the other Kithara had never seen on their captain's face before. Uncertainty. Alex stood a few feet away, bloody but still upright. He wasn't even breathing hard anymore. Pick up your blade, he said. What? Pick it up. This isn't over until one of us surrenders or dies. Those were your rules. Razakth stared at the human. You could have killed me. Why didn't you? Alex smiled, and it was not a pleasant expression. Because I wanted you to understand something first. I've been holding back. The arena fell completely silent. Razakth felt his blood turn to ice. Holding back? The alien captain whispered. Everything I've shown you so far, Alex said. That's how humans fight when we respect our opponent. When we're trying to prove a point? When we still think there might be honor in the battle. Alex took a step forward. Razakth, for the first time in his life, took a step back. But if you threaten our pack, our family, our species, that's when you see what humans really do in a fight. In the watching crowd, several Kithara stood up. Something in the human's voice made their warrior instincts scream danger. Alex looked up at Razakth with eyes that held no mercy at all. So pick up your blade, and let me show you the difference. Razakth walked slowly to where his blade had fallen. His hands shook slightly as he picked it up. The watching Cathra saw their undefeated champion hesitate, and whispers spread through the crowd like wildfire. Alex stood in the center of the arena, still bleeding from multiple wounds, but something about him had changed. The respectful fighter was gone. In his place stood something that made even veteran warriors uncomfortable. You said you've killed 300 opponents, Alex said. His voice was calm, almost conversational. How many of them kept fighting after they should have died? Razakth raised his blade but didn't advance. What do you mean? How many kept coming at you even when their hearts stopped beating? How many fought with broken bones and failing organs? How many chose to die taking you with them rather than surrender? The alien captain had no answer. In his experience, wounded creatures ran or surrendered. They didn't get more dangerous. Alex began to move forward, but his walk was different now. Before, he had moved like a martial artist, controlled, precise, efficient. Now he moved like something hunting. Each step was perfectly placed, perfectly balanced, ready to become a killing strike at any moment. Let me tell you about humans, Alex said. We're not the strongest species on our planet. We're not the fastest. We don't have claws or armor or poison. Razakth held his ground, but his forearms tensed. Every instinct told him to attack. But something deeper warned him to be very, very careful. What we have, Alex continued, is the ability to keep going when everything else gives up. We can run down horses. We can outlast leopards. We can chase mammoth until they collapse from exhaustion. Alex was close enough now that Razakth could smell his blood, but he could also smell something else, no fear at all. The human radiated the calm confidence of an apex predator. And when we're cornered, when our pack is threatened, when we have nothing left to lose. Alex smiled, and Razakth felt his courage crack. That's when we stop hunting and start exterminating. Razakth swung his blade in a desperate arc. It was a perfect strike aimed right at Alex's heart, but the human wasn't there. He had moved at the last instant, flowing around the attack like he had known it was coming. Alex's counterattack was nothing like his previous strikes. This wasn't about finding weak spots or wearing down an opponent. This was about ending the fight as quickly and violently as possible. His elbow found Razakth's solar plexus with surgical precision. The alien doubled over, and Alex's knee met his face with a sound like breaking stone. Razakth's head snapped back, and Alex followed through with a strike to the throat that cut off the alien's air supply. The entire sequence took less than 2 seconds. Razakth stumbled backward, dropping his blade and clutching his throat. For the first time in his life, he was afraid. But Alex wasn't done. He picked up the ceremonial blade and held it casually, like he was examining an interesting tool. This is a nice blade, Alex said, but it's designed for honor duels, isn't it? Clean cuts, quick deaths, glory for the winner. Razakth tried to speak but could only make choking sounds. Alex walked around him slowly, like a predator circling wounded prey. Human weapons are different, Alex continued. We make them to kill efficiently. No honor, no glory, just death. Alex demonstrated by moving the blade through a series of strikes that never quite touched Razakth but showed exactly where they would have landed. Throat, heart, major arteries, nerve clusters that would cause instant paralysis. But we don't really need weapons, Alex said. Give a human a rock and he'll find a way to kill with it. Give him nothing and he'll use his environment. To prove his point, Alex dropped the blade and grabbed a handful of the metal shavings scattered across the arena floor. In one smooth motion, he threw them at Razakth's eyes again, but this time he followed up immediately. While the alien was blinded, Alex grabbed his wrist and twisted. There was a wet cracking sound as joints separated. Razakth screamed and fell to his knees. The watching Kithara sat in stunned silence. Their champion, their undefeated warrior, was being systematically destroyed by a creature half his size. The difference, Alex said, standing over the fallen alien, is that you fight for dominance. We fight for survival, and survival doesn't care about honor. Alex looked up at the crowd of watching Kithara. Most of them had never seen their captain lose a fight. Some looked angry. Others looked frightened. A few looked impressed. Your captain is brave, Alex announced to the crowd. He's skilled. In a fair fight, he would probably beat most humans. Alex looked down at Razakth, who was still struggling to get back to his feet. But there's something you need to understand about humans. We don't fight fair. We fight to win. Razakth managed to stand up, cradling his broken arm. He looked at Alex with new understanding. You could have done this from the beginning. Yes, Alex said. But I wanted to give you a chance to be honorable. I wanted to see if there was a warrior in there worth respecting. And? Razakth asked. Alex considered for a moment. You're brave. You're skilled. You have honor. Under different circumstances, I think humans and Kithara could learn from each other. Razakth picked up his blade with his good hand. For a moment, Alex tensed, ready to finish the fight. But instead of attacking, the alien captain did something that shocked everyone in the arena. He turned the blade around and offered it to Alex handle first. I yield, Razakth said. Your species has proven its strength. Alex looked at the offered blade, then at Razakth's face. He could see the pain there, but also respect. This was a warrior who understood when he was beaten. Keep your blade, Alex said. You're going to need it to protect your people. Because there are things in this galaxy a lot worse than humans. Razakth lowered the weapon. What could be worse than your species? Alex's smile was grim. Humans who have decided you're a threat to everything they care about. The alien captain felt a chill run down his spine. He was beginning to understand that he had seen only the gentlest side of humanity today. What happens now? Razakth asked. Alex looked around the silent arena. Now you decide whether humans are potential allies or future enemies.
Choose carefully.
We're very good at both. In the deadly quiet of the combat arena, Razakth the Bloodied made a decision that would change the fate of both species. But first, he had to deal with the fact that his people were looking at him, their undefeated champion, and seeing him beaten by a creature they had thought was prey. The real test was just beginning. The arena remained silent as Razakth faced his people. Hundreds of Kithara warriors stared at their defeated champion. Some looked angry. Others looked confused. A few looked terrified. Alex stood beside the alien captain, still bleeding but alert. He could feel the tension in the air. These warriors had just watched their strongest leader get beaten by what they thought was prey. That kind of shock could turn into violence quickly. My people, Razakth said, his voice carrying across the arena. Today we have learned something important about the universe. One of the larger Kithara stood up in the crowd. His scars marked him as another veteran warrior. Captain, this cannot be. You are undefeated. This soft creature cannot have beaten you fairly. Alex tensed, ready for the crowd to turn violent. But Razakth raised his good hand for silence. Gorthak speaks from disbelief, and I understand, Razakth said. I too thought these humans were weak prey. I was wrong. The captain pointed at Alex with his uninjured arm. This warrior showed me mercy when he could have killed me. He fought with honor when he could have used treachery. And when I forced him to show his true strength, he demonstrated why humans are the most dangerous species we have ever encountered. Dangerous? Gorthak laughed harshly. Look at him. He is small and wounded. Yes, Razakth said. Look at him. Small and wounded, as you say, yet he stands while I kneel. He bled from a dozen cuts, yet never slowed down. He grabbed my blade with his bare hand and used the pain as a weapon. The captain's words carried across the arena. Alex could see understanding beginning to dawn in some of the alien faces. But more than that, Razakth continued, he fights not for personal glory but for his pack. His entire species operates as one vast hunting pack. They share knowledge, resources, and tactics across their entire world. Dr. Walsh's voice came through Alex's earpiece. The translation software is picking up increased chatter. Some of them are arguing that you cheated somehow. Alex stepped forward. May I speak? Razakth nodded. The victor has earned that right. Alex looked up at the assembled Kithara. Your captain fought with great skill and honor. In single combat, he is stronger and faster than any human. If we fought 100 times under these rules, he would probably win 90 of them. This seemed to satisfy some of the angry warriors. Their champion was still superior in individual combat. But, Alex continued, humans don't fight fair. We don't fight alone, and we don't fight for glory. Alex gestured to the communication device in his ear. Right now, my pack knows exactly where I am. They know I'm wounded. If I had died here, they would have sent word to other humans. Within a year, a human fleet would have arrived to find out what happened to me. The arena grew very quiet. Alex could see the implications sinking in. And those humans wouldn't come to duel your champions, Alex said. They would come to eliminate every threat to human space. Not because they're evil, but because that's how pack hunters survive. You protect the pack. Gorthak stood up again. Threats. You make threats. No, Alex said calmly. I make promises. Humans keep their promises. Razak looked at his angry warrior. Gorthak, sit down. The human speaks truth, not threats. The alien captain turned back to Alex. Your species would really come seeking vengeance for one lost warrior? We would come seeking justice, Alex corrected. There's a difference. Vengeance is about anger. Justice is about making sure it doesn't happen again. Alex looked around the arena. But that's only if you choose to be our enemies. We'd much rather be your allies. Allies? Razak seemed surprised. After what has happened here. You gave me a fair fight, Alex said. Your warriors watched without interfering. You accepted defeat with honor. That tells me your people understand respect. Alex pointed to his wounds. I'll heal. These cuts will become scars, and scars are just reminders of lessons learned. Today I learned that Cathara warriors are brave and honorable. What did you learn about humans? Razak was quiet for a long moment. I learned that humans are not prey. I learned that they fight as one people, not as individuals. I learned that they become more dangerous when wounded, not less. And? Alex prompted. And I learned that there are worse things in this galaxy than strong enemies. There are weak enemies who turn out to be strong. Those are the most dangerous of all. Alex nodded. Smart. Your species is smart. That's good. Smart people can work together. From the crowd, another voice called out. What do humans want from us? Alex looked toward the speaker. Trade, knowledge, peace, maybe friendship if we get to know each other better. And if we refuse? Gorthak demanded. Alex's expression didn't change. Then you refuse. We'll mark your space on our maps and avoid it. We have a whole galaxy to explore, that's all? Gorthak seemed surprised. We don't conquer for the sake of conquering, Alex said. We're explorers, not empire builders. We only fight when we have to. Razak stood up slowly, favoring his injured arm. I believe the human speaks truth. His actions match his words. The alien captain looked around at his people. I am still your leader. I am still your champion. Being defeated in fair combat by a worthy opponent brings no shame. Learning from that defeat brings wisdom. Razak turned to Alex. I formally accept your offer of alliance. Let our peoples learn from each other. The crowd stirred, but no one objected openly. Their captain had made his decision. Commander Morrison, Alex said into his communicator. Mission successful. We have our first alien allies. From the Aurora's edge came Jake's relieved voice. Outstanding work, Alex. Medical team is standing by. Razak overheard the transmission. Your leader was worried for you. He's a good commander, Alex said. He takes care of his people. As do I, Razak replied. Perhaps this is something else our species share. As Alex was escorted back to his shuttle, he could hear the Kithra talking among themselves. The translation software picked up fragments of their conversation. The humans are pack hunters. They fight differently than anything No, their whole species works. Together. No wonder they survived to reach the stars. Dr. Walsh met Alex at the shuttle. Doc with a medical kit. How do you feel? Alex winced as she cleaned his wounds. Like I just arm wrestled a tank, but it was worth it. Why didn't you use those techniques from the beginning? She asked. Alex was quiet for a moment. Because I wanted to give them a chance to be honorable. Turns out they are honorable. That makes them valuable allies. As the shuttle undocked from the Cathara ship, Alex looked back through the window. Razak stood at the airlock watching them leave. The alien captain raised his good hand in what might have been a salute. Alex returned the gesture. 3 days later, Commander Morrison finished his official report. First contact with an alien species, successful. Diplomatic relations established, successful. Threat to human space. Neutralized through non-violent means. But in his personal log, Jake wrote something different. Today we learned that being human means more than just being smart or tough. It means being willing to bleed for strangers, fight for principles, and make allies out of enemies. Alex Kane didn't just win a fight today. He showed an entire species what humanity stands for. And maybe most importantly, he showed us that there are good people among the stars. We're not alone out here, and we don't have to be afraid. The universe just got a lot more interesting.